Hi, I'm Anjana and I'm here to introduce Patrick Joshua. As we all know, Patrick has done his graduation from MCC in Chennai and he has done his master's from University of Bangkok in Dubai. So let's give him a applause.
And Patrick is covering, what are the topics you are
covering China.
He's covering China, so we expect quite a lot of insights. Yeah.
We have 8 articles. I just read the topics and the highlights of the articles.
Yeah.
So my first article is oil demand growth set to lose momentum in China. So we in 2015, during the middle of the year, China consumed a record of 10.32 million barrels per day in 2015. So it is a large consumer of oil basically. And towards the end of the year, oil fell around 70%. The demand for oil in China fell about 70%, which is the lowest in 12 years. And
so that means the economy is not doing well. Yeah. If the oil consumption is going down, the production and the industry is also going down. Correct? So you get the indicators. Yeah.
And it is expected to grow at currently. The forecast is it is expected to grow at 420,000 barrels per day. And a positive note for oil in China is they have increased car sales and refined oil exports.
Okay.
The second article is global stocks sink on Chinese turmoil. It's a very small article. The basically is what it says is China is putting measures to avoid a market crash. They had a very bad
recent market crash. Okay.
So their stocks were plunging down. So they are just trying to take measures. I think this article is before the actual crash. Not actual crash, but before the starting of the fall down. The third article is China firm in first output cut since 1999 as price route bites. This article basically talks about the Chinese producers, the huge producers, major players in the market who are cutting down production, which is not a sign seen in over a decade. So in more than 10 years, this is the first time they are reducing the production, which was always an increase. Now they have started to reduce.
So is this a good sign or a bad sign?
It's also they are forecasting it to be low.
Yeah. So is this a good sign for the Chinese economy or a bad sign?
Bad sign.
Because production, it has never happened in the last 10 years. It is happening. Yeah.
And another thing which is mentioned here is around 68 projects worth around $380 billion have stalled due to this.
$318 billion have stalled. Yeah. It's amazing. Okay.
The fourth article is China teapot refiners have trouble financing crude oils. I said about the refining. Refined oil exports. They are importing crude oil and refining them and again exporting them to stabilize. Otherwise, it will again fall down more. So this is a small article of what happened was one not small producer. You know what China has done is they have opened the oil market in China to private players basically. So they have done this for 1/5 of the oil market to 5 players. So this company, which is Biota, it's BAOTA, Biota, it is third largest in this quota. So what happened is they have bought some crude oil and they were not able to secure financing. And since they were not able to secure financing, the company which sold them, the 2 cargoes which had come, they were not ready to give it to the buyer. Rather than they sold it to someone else or they pushed it to other markets. So it is like a bad image to the Chinese.
Yeah, so not able to meet its payment requirements.
Yeah, they were not able to make it payment, so they had to divert the oil. So it's basically a bad sign. It's just for future, not. The fifth article is about Hyundai's car sales in China. So the profit has dropped 14.9% due to the China's sluggish growth market, and Hyundai expects car prices also to fall in China because there are a lot of other automakers who have increased their production facilities. And another minus factor is the weakening oil prices and sluggish demand, weakening oil prices and weakening currencies also, which they expected to be more competitive. I mean, the profit margins are going to be more competitive. It's a forecast by Hyundai. The next article is same almost. China's manufacturing is at a 3-year low. The PMI index, which is the Purchasing Managers Index, is right now it is at 49.2, which is the lowest since August 2012 when the recession had happened. A good indicator for Chinese PMI is around 50. If it is above 50, it is considered as a positive
Okay, so
factor.
it's just below that. Okay.
So just below that, but still it is considered as a negative factor, which is also a 3-year low. Then there is an article written by Ismail Ertuk. What he's saying is, here it is basically what he's saying is China's cost is not a global alarm. Why? Basically is because China doesn't they trust they don't have a central bank basically, so they trust their government to give the instructions on the production and the economic status.
So government has the power to manage the economy.
But it's not being done very well, and they don't buy outside finance also. So it is only within the market, so it is not a cause of global concern, what you're saying.
Okay.
The last article is about same thing, about production, which is at 25-year low.
So that's fine. Thank you.